angry, Aussie, 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 angry, 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 Aussie, 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 angry, angry, angry.
We're off to Never, Neverland. Okay, it's telling me it's working now. Is it working? I don't know. Hurrah! Got it, stupid, how switching it off and switching it on again works. It's really stupid. Anyway, after that fucking bullshit. Okay, now I am going to make my cocktail, which sounds nice, a coconut gin splice. Right. Fucking hell. Ugh. Now, okay, back to setting up. Jesus. Okay. Okay. Gotta set up. Gotta set up. Grab the wallet by the throat and shove. Alright, get this sucker. I am going to get you sucker. Okay, so that's ready. That can come back here. And I'll put the little GoPro on its clamp. Where it begins, bow, 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 bow. Okay. Oh, fuck. Man, fuck what they say now. Got a Breeds track in my head. Right, going to chill my glass. Sit all that ice in my glass. Let's get this happening. I don't know why I insist on singing what I'm doing, but you know, I'll do. Okay, coconut gin. Threefold, threefold. Where is the threefold? Coconut gin. Okay, let's get this recipe out again. Okay. Lime juice. I didn't bring my fucking lime juice in. Okay, I'm gonna have to go get that. And maybe another sugar syrup. Alright, give me una memento. I forgot my fucking lime juice. Like a colossal idiot. Ugh. What a fucking clown. I'm glad you got your snackies, Lukey. Okay, you got sugar syrup and okay. So we want our gin, our lime juice, our condensed milk, our sugar syrup, fast burner marmalade, and I'm going to do this in 2 phases. Actually, no, I won't. Change my mind, I gotta keep my life simple. Right, turn this on. And this on. Right, that's honestly fine. So, right. Got my modeler. Haven't muddled anything for a while. 60 mils of the coconut gin. Actually, I'm going to do the condensed milk first. Fuck that. Okay, 15 mils. Right, okay, now I'm ready to go. We're going to do this. Okay. And now we're going to muddle that. Man, that's like so freaking messy. That is really messy. Oh my super fucking long hairs. 15 mils lime juice. I'm gonna have to rinse that out. Jesus. There. Make sure that's framed up nicely. Hello, Dr. Abigail, by the way. You're the physical manifestation of introversion. Fair enough. You know what? This might be the only one I make tonight. Let's fine strain this. Oh my God. Okay. This is not working at all. One of those things where I had an experiment in mind and it simply isn't working. Okay. I have to excuse myself for a second. I've got to rinse this and I've got to consider some things. Okay. I've taken the time to rinse my strainer and review my options. And I thought I had my soda here and I don't. Oh, honestly, this is such a palaver. Okay, it tastes really fucking good. So it's got that going for it. Oh, I need to get my soda. I'll be back in a sec. Better get a can of soda water. Oh, swear to God, this is such a palaver. Such a carry on. I am just going to want to sit down after this, but I need to get a glass. I think of this glass. And I'm going to fill it with ice. Because it's the only way this shit's gonna work. Again, not that piece. Actually, put that in there. Why the fuck not? Okay. This is such a fucking to do. Alright, let's. Fuck me. There we go. Alright, take 2. Wait, why does it do that? Every now and then it does. Then I realized it hadn't done it. Okay, now we go. Now we're cooking with gas. So fucking watered it down now. Oh, so much of it to come out. That's what she said. Did that innuendo make sense even? Not that innuendo has to make sense. Innuendo is its own reward. Fuck. And gonna top that with soda water. Fucking hell. Jesus. Tonight's a fucking nightmare. I swear to fuck. Orgasmatron, hello. Look, I'll be back. Jesus. Jesus Christ almighty. Such a fucking nightmare. I'm yay close to just giving up. We'll soldier on. Jesus. Oh, I'm so fucking sick of this. Oh. But I've got to finish. Having gone through this shit. Finish. Just take me a few more minutes. See if my exasperation shows as I do this. Good Lord. Oh, yeah, sorry, Orgasmatron, you would have just come on and seen the text. As from earlier in the stream, it wasn't working. StreamYard puts my comments to both Twitch and YouTube. Okay, now Joel. Okay. G'day, cocktail lovers. I decided to make quite a summery drink, even though it's winter for me, because it's summer for so many other people. And hey, you know what? I don't mind having a very summer-themed drink in winter anyway. Plus, this is called a coconut, what was it? This is called a coconut gin splice, and it caught my eye because it gave me an excuse to use my coconut gin. You don't often see recipes that specifically call the coconut gin, and I have this one from Threefold Distilling. That's Steve, the bartender, and his partners run that distillery, and it's really nice. I often use this as a substitute for white rum in tropical cocktails. Cargo past. It isn't a substitute in this one. It's what's actually called for. And it's a really nice looking drink, and I've been hanging out to taste it. So I'll give it a quick taste. Ooh, and that does not disappoint. There are a few interesting elements in this. Ingredients I wouldn't normally use. There's a couple of slices of banana with the skin on that get muddled. Some marmalade. I haven't done any muddling in ages, so I thought I'd do that as well. And it also calls for condensed milk. continuing with the coconut theme, I thought I'd use this coconut milk condensed coconut milk. And I put this in first because I just thought, well, I hope the other ingredients wash the jigger out to get even more of the condensed milk in there. But it's a little bit to put this together, so I'll show you how I made it. In a shaker, drop in 2 slices of banana with the peel on, and then add a spoon of marmalade. Model those so they're all squished up, and then we're going with the other ingredients. So I added 15 mils, half an ounce of the condensed coconut milk, then 60 mils or 2 ounces of the coconut gin, 15 mils or half an ounce of lime juice, and just around a bar spoon or 5 mils worth of sugar syrup. Add ice to the shaker, give that a good hard shake for 15 or maybe even 20 seconds to chill it and get everything really integrated. And then I got a tall glass, filled it with ice, and double strained that in to keep all the fruit bits out. When I got all that in, I topped the glass off with some soda water. Honestly, you might like the idea of some of the fruit pulp in there and so wouldn't fine strain it. That's a call you can make for yourself. I'm not going to judge. I decided to fine strain it. I will say it was very finicky. It was very slow to fine strain. So if you don't want to do that, I would completely understand. But this is interesting. It kind of feels like a cousin of a pina colada. But I guess I feel like that whenever there's coconut elements in a drink. This is really nice. It's much lighter than a pina colada, and I'm going to really enjoy it. Like I said, even though it's winter for me, I'm going to sit back and enjoy drinking that. Hope you're sitting back and enjoying whatever you're doing, wherever you are, whenever you're watching, and I hope you come back to watch some more. In the meantime, I'll say bye for now. You have another drink of this and say cheers. Okay, that was vaguely coherent. I'm not doing any more videos tonight. Fucking done my head in, I swear to God. Okay. Oh, fuck me sideways. What a fucking knife. God fucking damn it. Oh, we're talking. Heine was very keen to get the components. There you go. Yes, Orgasmatron, that's the behind the scenes. You can see, you know, YouTube videos lie. They when they're edited, it maybe makes everything look very smooth. Real life, not smooth. So I cut this fucking finger and it's still bleeding. I've changed the Band-Aid 3 times. And I didn't nick it. Like, I just completely misjudged and I was slicing a lime and I just sliced my finger. Fuck me, it hurt. Still hurts. Actually, it doesn't really hurt much anymore. But fuck. I just feel like a colossal idiot for having done it. And just, God, you saw how frustrating that whole thing was, the process of making this. Okay, Henry. Okay, cool. Very different usernames you have on the different platforms. That's yummy. The soda water is actually a good touch too. Yeah, you haven't been on the stream for a little while, so it's nice to see you. I feel like making my forehead too shiny. Ah, that's better. Okay, that is actually better lighting wise. Good. Okay, well, I reckon I'm just gonna like go for it. I was gonna make a couple of videos tonight, and I'm just fucking not now. Oh no. Oh, Heidi, it was Dr. Abigail who did the actual physical work of the upgrades. Definitely not me. Thanks, Henry. I think I've got, I've probably got a soft focus filter on as well. Hide the ravages of time. Missed the comment before. Oh, right. Oh, you actually went to a speed dating event. That's why you're the embodiment of introversion now because you used all your possible extroversion up at that. God damn. Okay. Well, I hope that was fun. Yum. That is not bad at all. But it's whiskey day, so I think I'm going to have some whiskey after this, in the form of an old-fashioned, as I always do. Oh, no, I've got my cask old-fashioned. I need to drain it out. For you, Henry, speed dating's a brothel. Well, you know, that's fine. Yes, Dr. Abigail, how successful was the speed dating? How stressful was it? I've actually done speed dating about, God, okay, I'm old. It was probably 25 years ago. And I'm bad at it. So bad at it. Well, I was 25 years ago. I'm really thankful I don't do it anymore. So, yum. Okay, I'm a fan. I like this drink. It's definitely like a lighter pina colada alternative. It's freaking yummy. Like I said, I made it just to have an excuse to use my coconut gin. Oh, well, you'll see everyone else's comments if you go to YouTube, Henry, but your call. You know, it's nice to have someone on Twitch, but I tend to put the comments up on screen just to let everyone on the different platforms see. So you met cool and interesting women, got someone's phone number, tiny bit younger than you. Oh gosh, are you being euphemistic there when you say tiny bit? Yeah, stay put, Henry. Go for it. Do. Okay, I need to. Oh, Jesus, things I have to get. I have to go out and get a funnel and rinse my strainer out again. That's okay. I am going to finish this drink first and just be fucking chill as much as I can. 27. Ah. So you're not cradle snatching. I don't even know what that is. Henry, Modern Horizons 3. I mean, obviously it's a video game because there's a 3 there. And if it was a movie, I'd know it. There's a million video games I'm unaware of because I'm not much of a gamer. Oh, Magic the Gathering. Okay. It's a Magic the Gathering game. Cool. I don't know Magic the Gathering either. You want to be a cougar. Yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, age differences can be weird, definitely. Yeah, well, that's a call for the two of you to make. I'm sure you're open about your age as well. But you know, I think Aidsy and Boss of the House actually had a bigger age difference than that, and you know that worked quite well for a number of years. You only mentioned Magic the Gathering once today. Yeah. Oh, you meant don't. You think if people are too young, they don't get the Gen X and Millennial Simpsons references? which would be bad because I make Simpsons references all the time. I'm actually quite bad for it, but what are you gonna do? I have to decide what to put in the barrel if I'm going to drain out the old-fashioned. What will I put in? Unleash the awesome power of apples. Oh god, that was a weird episode. The idea that there's an absolutely horrifically high mountain just outside Springfield. But can you mention Lord of the Rings too many times? Mrs. Angry tells me I talked way too much in early dates. Hey, naked fella, aka Dave. The red liquid. Well, I use the red liquid because it just tastes like sugar to me, and I think you agreed that as well. I use it as a substitute for a sugar syrup, specifically the pomegranate syrup that some drinks call for. Because why not? I think some people have done a supercut of all the Rainier Wolfcastle Mendoza things to try and make a movie out of it. Tell you what I might put in there, though, Dave. I've still got the bourbon. I've been using it in various things, but I still got some of it. So I have this new make rye spirit. That's an obvious thing to put in the barrel because it's new make. Then I might add some other whiskies to it to do yet another whiskey blend. Why the heck not? Leave it there till Christmas, maybe. That would be a good benchmark for me to remember. Like it's be Christmas whiskey. Ooh, I could maybe put the spiced whiskey I made in there. Really make it Christmas whiskey. You're on Fish Stubbies and Jim Beam cans. All the other alcohols are now gone from your home except Tia Maria and Grand Marnier. Yeah. Great Northerns, that's beer, yeah. Loogie, out early. Oh, you've been really busy, yeah. So take care of yourself, man, because I know you got a lot going on. So thanks for dropping by and get some rest. All right, I have finished this, so I might go out and get a couple of things. Did I forget my orange? Forgot my orange. I'm gonna take a glass, get some ice. Gonna rinse my strainer because I'll want that for the and I'll be back in a minute. Won't be long. Look, I'll play some elevator music while I'm gone. Where is it? Daydreaming, this is called. Honestly. Swear to God, I'm going all Grandpa Simpson, forgetting why I went out to the kitchen. Turn that off. All right, I'm back. Now, let's see, put that there. Get this out of the way. Have to pick a bottle. I think I have bottles in here. I think that will do. It's this one. I think this one. All right. Okay. So we are going to use this style of bottle for old fashions. Okay. Get my barrel. Give it one last shake in case the sugar has settled. Okay. Pop the bung. Strainer in there. And strain. Yeah, so we want the strainer. So many little bits of charcoal from the barrel. Oh, you get some peeing ASMR. Wow, there's actually lots of little bits of charcoal. Yeah. More than I was expecting. So I'm very glad that I fine strained this. Whereas the way I was holding it was getting tiring, so I'm just. All right, I think this is going to take more than this bottle, but we'll see. The barrel holds over a litre, but I don't think I filled it up. I think some of it probably evaporated. The bottle holds 750 mils. Now it's going to be close. The barrel's feeling very light at the moment, but the bottle's looking very full. I think we're going to stop there. And might. Ooh, still quite a bit there. What have I got here? Like a 500 ml bottle? This one. I don't know if I got this one. I'm overthinking what bottle I put it in. Oot. All right. How much more is going to go in this? I was just going to pour it in my glass, but I thought, no, I probably should have just poured it in the glass. Dirtied this bottle for no good reason. Yeah, I should have just. Should have just poured that into my glass. Okay. Wow, quite a bit of charcoal came out though. Put the stopper on that. It's the big bottle of fashioned. And how much is this? Oh, fucking hell. Shannon, hello. How you doing? There's probably a different delay between the two streams. All right. I got to. Oh yeah, that's a good size at old fashioned actually. Fine and dandy. Okay. Fucking hell. What a palaver, honestly. So, garnish time. All right. Time to talk. Okay, I will do the link. I see. Oh, okay. And I'll have to open Facebook to put it there. Hello, Hannah. How are you? I just need to go to Facebook because it's not posting comments to Facebook because Facebook are fucking dicks about their API. All right, that's there. That's done. What are all these notifications? Okay, shut that. There we go. All right. All right. So I want a nice big piece of orange peel. Oh yeah, that's a nice big piece of orange peel. Oh, there's Grasshopper. Where are we?
First in, how you doing, bud?
Good. How you doing?
Better than I sound.
Oh, okay.
No, towards the end of almost every night, I sound like as if I've got the phone sex operator voice going on.
Bit husky.
Yeah. No, one of the fun parts about having cancer on your lungs. When I first wake up in the morning, I sound normal. Get to this time of night, and this is the way that I sound. And we have an Abigail. Hey, beautiful. We can't hear you.
All right, no, we definitely can't hear you. So that's a whole thing. What are we doing? And hello, Justin, by the way.
No, it's still not coming through. Nope. There you go.
There we go.
Yep.
Three dykes in a trench coat. Where did that come from?
I just made it up. I don't know.
It sounds like one of those weird bloody nicknames that people pick at my lands when we're playing games.
Right.
Yeah. You were killed by three dykes in a trench coat.
Halfway through the game, people would just to fuck with other people's minds, they would change their character names halfway through the game to all sorts of different things like half aborted fetus or something along those lines.
I've just killed a half
aborted fetus. It's like, I finished the bastard off.
No, that's bad, Hannah. You had a team member with childhood. It's really sucks. Childhood illness sucks. But it is nice that people are being lovely and donating support. I do like to see people come together like that.
No, I had a massive fucking win tonight. I managed to get dressed up in my finest kilt. Got dressed up to the nines and managed to go to a friend's wedding. And I've just gotten home from that.
Nice.
So
Well, that sounds like a nice night.
it's I am fucking wiped. After doing it, I'm in a spoon fucking deficit that I'm going to have to repay tomorrow. But no, it was worth every fucking second of it. To be there. Two really good friends of mine have been for years. And I was originally going to be best man at the wedding and then got struck down with a diagnosis, so all of that got changed. And we didn't know if we were going to be able to make it at all. And I woke up this afternoon feeling ready for it, so it took a bit of work, but we got there, and I'm taking that as a massive fucking win for today.
Well done.
Yes,
yeah, that's
nice
awesome.
Work.
Yeah. So just got home from that and got changed back into normal clothes. Did I do it legit Scotsman style? Hannah? Yes, I did. Yes, I absolutely did.
What's worn under the kilt? Nothing. It's all in perfect working order.
Nope. And let's just say that in Sydney at the moment, it is where I was 16 degrees Celsius and very windy. So
Ooh, okay.
Sergeant Wobbly was kind of a bit unimpressed that I went traditional Scotsman tonight.
So there was shrinkage, is what you're saying.
Actually, I don't give a shit if this is TMI because, trust me, from a dying man, there's no more TMI. Right?
Yep.
The drug that I'm on, this cabozantinib, I now know what it feels like to be 100% completely asexual.
Oh.
I have gone from a man that was like 3 times a day every day to I could not fucking care less.
No.
Wow. Yeah. 3 times a day. That's excessive.
That's fun. That used to be fun for me.
Oh.
Like me and my previous partners. Holy shit! Like even Eleanor and I at the beginning of our relationship. Like fucking yeah. But
yeah, okay.
Maybe.
Seriously.
I'm like once a week. That's excessive. Like once a month. Jeez, slow down.
Shit, not even the slightest of tiniest of little wonderings or rumblings anywhere inside of my libido at all. It is just you'd have to dig to find it.
So that's just the medication then?
Apparently, it's a common side effect of it. Yeah.
Wow.
Physical and psychological effects.
Part of it could also be the cancer.
Possibly.
But
there might be a slight connection.
But no, I actually for the first time.
Oh, sorry. You go.
Yeah, for the first time since my diagnosis, we finally got a little bit of good news.
Oh, good.
So that's why I was so keen for the Angry Bunch tonight. And that's actually what I was sending you a message about last night, Abigail.
Yeah.
On Discord. So, hey, Wrestling, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, good, man. How are you?
Not too bad, mate. You been out murdering more people that we don't know about?
No, of course he hasn't.
No, he hasn't.
Just in case anyone from law enforcement ends up watching this, let me reiterate, Pat is definitely not the most feared hitman in the criminal underworld. He's not going out murdering again after this. It's not happening.
No.
See? No.
So anyway,
definitely not.
So 2 days ago, I had my first physical appointment with my oncologist since my diagnosis. Now, at the beginning of my diagnosis, my oncologist didn't recommend any drugs for me or anything like that, just in case she could get me into any of the clinical trials that were going on.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, the cancer just did what cancer does during that time. And about a month or so into it, she found out that I'm expelled from every single medical trial that they've got for this cancer because of the rheumatoid arthritis. So she was able to get me onto this drug called cabozantinib under medical compassionate grounds.
Gesundheit.
Thank you. And the change in my life from being on the cabozantinib just by itself is the difference between night and fucking day. And like I said, yesterday, 2 days ago was the first time that I've seen her since I started taking the cabozantinib. And she, the direct words out of her mouth was, the first time I saw you, you look like a man at death's door. Now you look like a man that's actually alive.
Wow. That's awesome. I was going to say, have you put on weight?
No, actually, I've still lost a little bit more, but I am trying to maintain the weight that because I went from 120 down to 98. I am now at 97.4, and I'm trying to maintain that. And I eat like a fucking horse, to be clear. Anyway,
okay.
So that it was nice to hear that from the oncologist. Then we had a bit more of a talk about my cancer, and here's where it gets kind of funny. They were trying to find out the exact histology of my cancer. So where kidney cancer is concerned, there's two main types: clear cell and non-clear cell. Clear cell is by far and away the most common, and as a result, we've got a bucket load of different types of treatments for it, and people even in worse shape than me, where they find it later than they do with me, under clear cell conditions, in some cases, can turn it into a manageable disease, and people live with stage 4 kidney cancer for decades. But non-clear cell, that's a completely different story. And of course, I'm non-clear cell, because my family loves rolling genetic ones, it turns out. And there are far fewer treatment options and far less understanding in regards to non-clear cell carcinomas. But there are 6 different subtypes of non-clear cell carcinomas. They wanted to find out what type of subtype mine was. So they sent it to 3 different pathology labs in Australia. Each of them came back with unknown. So they then decided to send it to the Center for Oncology Research at the University of Boston in America to try and find out what type of cancer that I got. And the answer that we got back is non-clear cell, undetermined.
Good man. You and your being different.
Yay! So you didn't know before, and you don't know even more now.
You don't know now.
Prestigious fucking oncology university in the world cannot tell me what subtype of fucking cancer I've got.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey,
When we roll a 1, we roll a fucking 1, baby.
damn.
So
You might make it to a textbook.
had a bit of a giggle at that. And then had a bit more of a chat with the oncologist, and this is where the good news comes in.
Mm-hmm.
So, the drug that they used to give to people before cabozantinib, I don't remember what the name of it is. It used to buy them maybe 1 to 2 extra months with quality of life. With the cabozantinib, according to all metrics on clear cell and non-clear cell using just cabozantinib, your life expectancy is increased by about 8 months. So instead of looking at 12 to 18 months, I was looking at closer to 2 years, which is nice to think about. However, talking to the oncologist, the cabozantinib takes about 6 weeks for it to take full effect over your body. I have only just started my 4th week on the cabozantinib. So I've still got another 2 weeks of taking it on a daily basis for it to give me even further benefits to my health.
Yeah.
After that 2 weeks is up, so 7 weeks from today, I go in for another CAT/PT scan. And what we're hoping is the results of that scan show negative disease progression. So not necessarily shrinkage or anything like that, but no new tumors, and the tumors that I've got haven't grown any. That's what we're looking for. If we are successful in that, which I really do believe is in the realm of possibility with how much better I feel, that she would be willing, my oncologist would be willing, to write me a script for another drug for me to take alongside the cabozantinib. Now, this drug is not approved for non-clear cell treatment, however, has been proven in clinical trials to be very effective against non-clear cell, but it's not under the PDA in Australia. So Eleanor and I would have to pay full price. Full price is a bit of a kick in the pants, but we can afford it. which is the good thing. We're extraordinarily privileged to be able to do that because the treatment is $24,000. However, it is six infusions of another drug called levitinib. And I did some reading on people who get, I can't decide if this is like a 1 in a million better buy a lotto ticket situation or a 1 in a million I made a deal with the devil in a past life situation. Hannah, we'll figure it out when I finish off the story. So I did some reading on, so this is based on a clinical trial that just finished off its third phase on the human population, and 490 of their applicants are exactly the same as me. Non-clear cell, undefined renal cell carcinoma. With the cabozantinib and this other, it's an infusion that you go in, there's 6 rounds of it. It's not chemotherapy, it's immunotherapy. And it's an infusion of 480 milligrams once a week for 6 weeks.
Damn, that's a lot.
It is a 50-50 shot, literally a 50-50 shot. On the lowest end of that 50-50
good
shot,
odds.
Yeah. On the lowest end of that 50-50 shot, it bought people an extra year with quality of life. On the high end of that 50-50 shot, it gives them an extra 3 years with quality of life. And my oncologist is willing to write me that script, provided that I show negative disease progression at my next PET/CT scan. And with how much better I've been feeling since being on the cabozantinib, I really do think that that is very much in the realm of possibility. So I may have years as opposed to 12 months.
Yeah. Well, here's hoping.
Yeah, we're going to put all the positives on that.
I'm going to drink to that.
Back to your mystery, there's been some suggestion maybe because you're unknown, you get to name.
Or it's just named after you.
Yeah.
Dark question, but have you named any of your tumors? I'd be tempted to name them after every arsehole I've ever known. So my wife and I have lovingly decided that the name of my the name of my cancer is just cunt.
Yeah, fair.
And that's all we refer to it as. It's a kind of a disease. It's a kind of a diagnosis. It's just a cunt. And that's all there is to it. And anybody that gets offended by the C word,
fuck them. Yeah, no, you get to say,
absolutely.
You get to say fuck them.
Yeah.
Okay, so Hannah's talking about her teammate's daughter. There's a treatment available, but only in America. So it's like
neuroblastoma.
$24,000.
$24,000 is a kick in the pants.
That's, what, $4,000 per treatment?
Yeah, just about. Yep.
Yeah.
And the funniest thing.
Have a payment plan?
No.
Are they on Afterpay?
Hannah, I am on a high at the moment because I got, like I said earlier when I first got into this stream, I managed to get dressed up to the nines in my kilt and go to one of my best friend's weddings. That was a dream fucking come true for me. Seriously, it's a massive fucking win.
That's really awesome.
No, that's a massive fucking win for me today. And I am over the fucking moon that I managed to do that shit. I really am. If I manage to get like this extra 5 odd fucking years through going through all of this shit,
hell yeah.
I'll be 50 as opposed to 45. Half a century is not a fucking bad innings as far as I'm concerned. So I'd be at much more peace with that. But in the last 5 years, you won't see me because I won't be in Australia. I'm going to be fucking everywhere else doing everything else.
Hell fucking yes. Yeah.
You're going to have a LAN party in that time?
So I am actively in the process now of organizing my celebration of life party. And
Okay.
I want to. When I've got it organized, there will be enough time to send an invite to both you and Angry, because I really want both of you guys here. I really, really do.
I'm already saving up
yeah.
for the ticket. I'm already saving up for the flight.
Yeah.
No, you and Angry can organize together to come up together or whatever. But yeah, no, it is a bit of a dream of mine to meet you in person, Angry, and actually give you a proper hug, dude. It really is.
Oh yeah. The beans.
Hey, enjoy the beans while you got the beans, and when the beans need to rest. Hannah, so on Monday just gone, Eleanor and I had to get like a whole bunch of stuff done to do with like, the last will and testament and fucking financial advisors and all of this sort of shit, because I finally sold my business and all of that sort of stuff. So all of this money started fucking rolling in and whatnot. And we needed to talk to the financial advisor, make sure that we're doing the right thing with it, putting it in the right place and all of that sort of shit, And so Monday was just this full-on fucking day that just didn't stop the entire fucking day. And by the time I got home, I was fucking spent, much like I am now. It took me 2 days to recover. I needed Tuesday and I needed Wednesday. I needed to sleep a lot on both days, and I did very little of anything on both of those days because I didn't have the fucking spoons. I am damn sure that tomorrow is going to be the same for me, maybe even the day after, for making it out to my friend's wedding, and worth every fucking spoon that I spent just to be there.
That's chronic. That's chronic illness, chronic fatigue. That's what it's like.
Yeah.
And it's no wonder.
Justin's talking about artificial organs. I'm sure Grasshoppers medical folk would have brought up artificial organs if it was.
There's an artificial heart that doesn't use a pumping action. It uses like a cycloidal pump.
Dick Cheney had
so
that.
there's
he
like
had a
this
thing where he had no pulse.
Yeah, he has no pulse, but he's had no pulse for years.
Yeah, he's a monster.
Freaky.
Yeah.
So my alarm on my watch just went off telling me to go take my cabazantinib. So I'm going to go do that right now. I'll be right back.
Alrighty.
Okay. While Shannon's gone for a bit, I have a question for Henry, in the chat. Is that Henry Duh? Is that your actual name, or is that a screen name for like gay Duh, lesbian Duh, Henry Duh? Is that like a euphemism for someone who like seeks out Henrys?
A radar for Henrys. Oh dear.
A radar for Henrys. Yeah.
Oh, Strictly Sega. Our man has kidney cancer.
Oh. Yeah, he went into the hospital thinking it was kidney stones. Turned out it was stage 4 cancer.
Yeah.
That had metastasized.
And he's getting some treatment that's improving how he feels. But we already did the Watchman quote of what sort of cancer I have. You know, the sort you get better from. Not that one.
It ain't that one. Yeah.
No, that is actually Henry Glenn. I also love the laboured pun Abigail went for. I was really on board with it. I love laboured puns.
Here it is. Just that tiny little fucking pill.
Oh, look,
making everything better.
There's a tiny little gland in your brain called the pituitary, and it releases tiny amounts of hormones that have absolutely profound effects on your body. And yeah, a little pill like that, I'm not surprised. It's yeah.
It tastes like shit if it hits your tongue though.
I hate those. Yeah.
Oh, right, really bitter, is it? Or...
Oh yeah. Oh, that was that hit my tongue. Oh yeah. Oh. That's never a pleasant taste by any stretch there, but that's all right. I'll take that. No, there's that happened last night at the concert. The singer was on a draw, but only sung 3 songs for the whole night. reading, oh, dude. Okay, so when I first got this diagnosis, right, I delved down this rabbit hole of people getting their cancer diagnoses on YouTube, and so many people like me.
I'm still here, by the way. I'm just getting something.
Yeah, no, you're right. They showed no fucking symptoms, didn't smoke, ate healthy, went to the gym, ran marathons, like super fucking healthy people, and they're just at home one night, and all of a sudden, for no reason, all of a sudden they get this random pain somewhere inside of their body that gets steadily worse and worse and worse. And then, okay, I'll go into the doctor and talk to the doctor about this pain that's randomly come up out of nowhere that's gotten worse and try and figure out what it is. And, medical gaslighting and all of that sort of shit happened to a whole bunch of them. But even in the cases where that didn't happen, they go in, they get the scan, and all of a sudden, oh, you're stage 4 colorectal cancer or stage 4 metastatic breast cancer or fucking something else, all of these, there's all of these different fucking cancers that you don't know that you've got until you start showing symptoms. And by the time that you start showing fucking symptoms, it's too late for them to do anything about it. And kidney cancer
that should be medical malpractice.
No, well, I mean, pancreatic cancer and kidney cancer are the two most common types of cancer where they are 100% symptomless until...
Oh, wow.
Because I had no symptoms. None. If you looked at my blood work that I had drawn just last week, if you didn't see my scans and you didn't see me as a person and you saw my blood work and were able to read it, you would think that you were reading the blood work of a perfectly healthy human being. My blood pressure is exactly where it's supposed to be. Cholesterol's in healthy range. Kidney enzymes, liver enzymes, heart enzymes, everything is in the fucking green. So if you read that, you would think that I was 100%. And it's very common with some cancers. In other cases, the medical gaslighting has caused people their lives, and that shit should absolutely be fucking dealt with very harshly. But it is, kidney cancer, pancreatic cancer, some breast cancers, colorectal cancers. It's too late to do anything by the time the bastards start showing symptoms, and most people don't show symptoms until it's too fucking late. And that's exactly what happened with me. Because I had no symptoms. I had no back pain. I had no blood in the urine. I had no problems at all. The only thing that I felt was tired. And, it is the easiest...
Who doesn't fucking feel tired nowadays?
Exactly, especially when they're in their fucking mid-40s,
Yeah.
So all I was doing was just going to sleep when I felt tired, and that was it. And it turns out that no, chronic fatigue can be one of the fucking warning signs. But the thing is, though, if I walked into a doctor's office and just went, "I'm tired all of the time, I think I have cancer," the doctor would laugh at me and tell me to get the fuck out of his office.
Yeah.
The thing that tipped me off that it might be something more serious was when I started realizing that I was losing weight.
Weight loss is a big one, actually.
Yeah. When I not like a little bit of weight, a lot of bit of weight. I lost a lot of bit of weight unexpectedly without trying. Yeah. That was my first big warning sign. Then I went to the bathroom, and again, don't give a shit, TMI audience. If you hate TMI, block your ears for 2 seconds.
You're in the wrong channel.
I went to the bathroom, and it looked like I give the toilet bowl a fucking blood transfusion when I went to the bathroom. And I'm like, okay, no, that's not good. I'm losing weight, and I'm pissing blood now. These are two big fucking warning signs. I ain't mucking around with that. Straight to the hospital, get the scans done. Those were the only two symptoms that I had in the same fucking night that I noticed them. And bang, stage 4 kidney cancer.
Yeah.
And yeah, and it's the other thing that I'm also going to say about this very quickly as well, and then we can change topics if we want to. I am glad, in one way, that there is no fighting my cancer.
Yeah, I've heard you say that.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things. Dangling that carrot on the stick, right?
Yeah.
People with colorectal cancers and all of that sort of stuff, they go through fucking hell to fight their cancer. And every single one of them, fucking hats off to them, hearts out to them, all of the strength and all of the fucking good vibes in the world. Keep on fighting that good fight. But they go through fucking hell while they're fighting that cancer.
Yeah.
With the chemotherapy and all of that, the nausea, the vomiting, the diarrhea, and all of that you get from the chemo. They go through fucking hell, sometimes literally for years, to fight this shit off. To have a doctor finally at the end of it all, in some cases, turn around to them and go, congratulations, the special R word, remission, or negative evidence of disease, or something along those lines. Like, it would be wonderful to get that news. But so many of those people, so many of them, a year, 2 years, 3 years afterwards, the cancers come back, or you've got a different type of cancer.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it a second time. I couldn't.
Yeah.
If I went through this and there was a chance of fighting the bastard, I'd fight it and I'd go all the way. And if they turn around to me at the end of it all and said, you're in remission, you're cancer free, you come in for your scans once every 3 months now, I'd do that. And the moment that they turn around to me and said, your cancer's back, I'd take a really fast drive off a really short cliff.
Mm. Yeah.
Seriously.
Damn.
Yeah.
Making it a one and done type of thing for the way that I feel in regards to life and death anyway, and the way that I feel in regards to terminal illness. So this is a personal take, not what I'm saying the whole world should think. This is my own personal take. Is one and done, I think, is a blessing in its own right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, a couple of very high-profile YouTubers had cancer diagnoses in the last year, and Hank Green in particular was very forthright. He had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and he got the remission outcome. But he was just really honest. The treatments for this have the following negative effects. Like, I've always got to be cautious now because I'm now much more likely to have these other illnesses in my life.
That's right. Yeah.
It's not magic. It's really a quite severe treatment regime.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah.
So I just want to had to Strictly Sager's sharing. His mum had cancer 3 times, kept coming back. Second and third time, she called and asked if he'd mind if she didn't fight it yet. Because both the pain and the treatment are really bad.
Look, it's one of those things. I was talking to a cancer patient just the other day. This is his 4th time going through a different type of fucking cancer, and he's given up. He's like, no more treatments, no more anything. I'm here to see the oncologist about the voluntary assisted suicide laws that we've got in Australia. I'm starting that process because I'm fucking done. And I talked to him for about 5 minutes, and everything that he said, it 100% makes sense. And it's one of those things. That option did not fucking exist in law when my brother was battling leukemia. So this is for everybody that is against medically assisted dying for people with terminal fucking illness. Every single one of you can get well and truly fucked. All of the way fucked. And after you have finished fucking off to all of the way fucked, you can continue to fuck off even further.
And that is the official position of the Angry Aussie channel. Fuck all y'all.
Hey, you can do this.
Though they did not have that as law for my brother when he was going through his cancer diagnoses. And towards the end of my brother's fight with myelofibrosis, the pain, the discomfort that he was in was literally unmanageable.
Did we just lose him?
But then even worse...
I just fixed my fidget toy.
Yay.
Well, there he is.
But even worse with Simon was the fact that at the end of it all, it started to affect his brain. So he was no longer Simon at the end. He was completely confused as to where he was, as to who he was, as to what was going on. Simon had already died, and that leftover cadaver was going through these fucking motions. And if he had the option of voluntary assisted suicide, he would have taken it. And I would have absolutely fucking supported him in that decision.
Yeah.
And when it comes time for me, I'm signing up for it. When I hit that downward slope, when that is, because it is going to happen with me. There's no fucking escaping it. It might be 5 weeks from now, it might be 5 years from now, but there is eventually going to be a point that I'm going to hit that downhill slope and I'm going to start entering into that actively dying phase. And I'm going to have doctors and oncologists and everybody else telling me that I've got about 6 months to live. And that's the point that I am allowed to apply for it, and I fully intend to. I absolutely fully intend to. Because there is a chance that this cancer could travel up my spine and go into my brain.
Ooh.
Fuck that.
No,
absolutely fuck that.
No.
The amount of pain that it could cause the rest of my body and all of that.
Fuck the pain and losing who you are. Yeah.
The last thing that I would have control over at that point, and it is the last thing that I've got control over, is my death. And my death I can make peaceful, fast, and painless, thanks to the medically assisted suicide laws that we now have Australia fucking wide. And anybody that says that we shouldn't have them, like I said, fuck you right in the neck. Twice.
Yeah. Fuck them all. Yeah.
I wish we could just be frozen until we could cure this shit.
The hardest part is now
actually a thing.
The hardest part now is enjoying an episode of Star Trek now. It's the hardest thing in the world, because you just know that if you walked into the Star Trek fucking Voyager's doctor's office, you wave the magical LED stick over you, you're fine. Catch you later.
Yeah.
Hannah, this is a promise to you. If I am still Cognis Mentis, I'm going to do exactly that.
You should have you already signed a thing saying
advanced medical you mean advanced medical directives? Yep. Done all of that. Yep. So no, I'm DNR, DNI, all of that sort of stuff. Donating my body to science. They know exactly who to call the moment that I die. They put me in because my plan is to die in hospice or palliative care. My plan is not to die at home. So worked all of this out with the doctors. Within a couple of minutes of them declaring me dead, they take me straight down to the morgue, put me into the chiller. I stay there until the university comes out to pick up my body. The university comes out, picks up my body. They then use my cadaver for the research purposes of cancer research from my kidney cancer, of course, for research on the rheumatoid arthritis as well. Then other medical students then get to have a play around with my innards. So they'll turn around to the other medical students and go, that guy over there, perform a splenectomy. that guy over there, you're going to do a heart transplant. That guy over there, you're going to do whatever. So they'll do whatever they need to do with my cadaver to teach people bits and pieces. When they're finished with all of my innards and my outards, they then cremate what's left of me, and they send what's left of me, my cremated remains, to Eleanor in a nice little urn, and Eleanor receives that urn. And I've asked her one small favor, and that is it needs to be on a rainy day. On a rainy day, she needs to go out to where my dad and my brother are buried and sprinkle some of my ashes over where Dad and Simon are buried. Used to be, it was a family tradition. I don't know how it happened, but where we grew up at Macquarie Fields, our the front of the house had like a concrete veranda that literally spanned the entire front of the house, and the roof came over the veranda as well. And every night, like especially on really hot summer's nights, when it started pissing down rain, me, Dad, and Simon would go out and sit down on the veranda and just watch the rain and watch the storms together. And it became sort of this family thing that on a rainy day, on a rainy night, we'd all just hang out together and just watch the storm together. And for the rest of the time that Dad was still alive, we did that. After Dad passed away, Simon and I did that. Every night that there was a storm, Simon and I'd be out in the garage with the door wide open, with our chairs out there, having a smoke, watching the storm, and just enjoying the storm. Since Simon passed away, I've done that by myself. So it's just a thing for my family. It needs to be a rainy day or a rainy night, because that's when we always did it. Eleanor goes out and sprinkles some of my ashes over Dad and Simon's grave at that point, and that's it.
It's a great plan. I like that. And also, Hannah just, when she had medical training, pointing out donated bodies, invaluable resource. Major contribution. Oh, and she is also saying they don't throw anything out. They store the bits after they finished doing their practice on them. And so...
Cool. Hey, look, I mean, it's one of those things. A friend of mine's son didn't understand why I was donating my body to medical science, and I explained it to him like this. I said, think of Einstein. Einstein didn't just kind of go to a couple of maths classes at high school and then walk into a university and write the special theory of relativity. He needed to learn from the giants of the field before he was able to come up with the idea of the special theory of relativity, and then he put it together, and that's where we get it from, and it's been confirmed now and all of that sort of stuff. The science is always an incremental thing. It is never this one gigantic breakthrough the way that it was with antibiotics or whatever. It is always an incremental thing. And donating my body to science, I am a big believer in, number one, opt-out of organ donation as opposed to opt-in. I believe that the country should be opt-out. I think that we should automatically donate organs if we're in that position. But my other second position, I do honestly believe, because there isn't enough information about it out there right now, and there isn't enough education about it out there right now. People who are dying of terminal illness, especially things like cancer, ALS, multiple sclerosis, and motor neuron disease, and all of these other fucking horrible bloody diseases that are out there, I believe should be getting approached by these universities saying, look, we will treat your body with the utmost respect that we possibly can, but if we're going to have real chances of fighting this for people in the future, research on your cadaver is going to be invaluable. And can we organize something with you in regards to that? I think that should be something that should start happening in all hospitals and all hospice and all palliative care places across the world. I think that these are conversations that should absolutely be had, because it will help people. It really will help people.
So honestly, the way my brain works, I remembered in the early days of experimenting on cadavers, particularly in the 1800s, there was a shortage of legally available bodies. And I was thinking, oh, who were the famous grave robbers? Their names were Burke and Hare, and they were in Edinburgh. And when they took a dead body to a doctor who wanted to use it for dissection, he paid them for what was a lot of money for them. And they thought, this is awesome. Then they started murdering people and giving their bodies to the top. It's like, well, we started off grave robbing, but it was so lucrative. Creating our own. They killed 16 people.
That's nuts. Oh, yeah. Man.
And the doctor's like, yep, here's some money. Wow, you've got a great source of fresh bodies. I'm not asking you.
It's got a very Django Unchained feel to that kind of story, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
One of my favorite fucking films of all time, by the way, Django Unchained. One of my favorite films of all time. Because you got to give that movie credit. It is the only movie that makes you fucking hate Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, he's incredible as the house slave.
Yeah. In that movie, you want to fucking kill him. You absolutely want to fucking kill him in that movie. You got to give Tarantino credit on that one.
Yeah.
Like every time that I've seen that movie probably about 6 times, showing my different friends who haven't seen it. I'm like, you haven't seen it? That's changing. And put it on, and every time I'm like, you're gonna hate Samuel L. Jackson by the end of this movie.
Yeah. No, he does.
Yeah,
I
friend of mine went to a fancy dress party dressed as Django in that purple suit that he wears.
Oh yes,
outrageous purple suit.
Yeah,
and she actually didn't wear blackface. Like,
there you go. Henry's saying, as a black fella, you love the performance. Again, it was so committed.
It was, yeah. Apparently, the story goes that apparently on the first day of filming, Leo DiCaprio was having like real issues with dropping the N-bomb.
And because his character is awful.
Yeah, and he was having real problems. Like every time that he needed to say that word, he was either stumbling or he wasn't delivering it quite right, because he absolutely detests that word, quite rightly so. And apparently what happened was Jamie Foxx and Samuel L. Jackson apparently grabbed a hold of him and pulled him into another room and sat him down and turned around to him and said, okay, we understand why you're tripping over that word. We understand why you've got a lot of trepidation about saying that word. But motherfucker, for us, it's just another Tuesday.
Yeah. And I've seen that thing where, and it's because I've also seen Samuel Jackson. There was a fantastic interview about it, and the person saying, like, there was quite heavy usage of the N-word. And Samuel Jackson going, what word is that? North?
Say the word. It was like, say the word. Say the word. Say the word.
I can't say it. He goes, no, just say it. It's just a word. Just say it. He's
like,
I can't. And even if I do, they'll just beep it out for broadcasting. He goes, well, they'll beep it out, so say it. And he was really hammering the guy on giving power to the words. Like, yes, we can't have people just randomly dropping N-bombs everywhere.
No, God, no. I mean, there's people that I've met who are white who want to be black, and when they're talking to their other friends who also think that they want to be black, they use that name with each other, and it's like, I don't think that they understand exactly how fucking cringeworthy that is. When like you're hearing a white guy say that to another white guy.
White people wanting to be black is pretty.
When fucking like Eminem, for God's sakes, I must have thick skin because all derogatory terms no longer affect me. Cool for you, Henry.
Own it.
Good for you.
It
Absolutely.
doesn't mean the people who do it aren't scumbags. I'll just throw that out there.
No, but that's the thing. Fucking Eminem, for God's sakes, like one of the arguably the world's best white rapper, and he doesn't use that word even in private company with his black friends. Like,
way to diss Vanilla Ice like that.
Yeah.
Vanilla Ice walked so Eminem could run. You know. It's like...
Yeah. No. From what I've read, when like Eminem's hanging out with like all of these other black rappers out at his place, like in normal everyday settings and stuff like that, or when they're recording together or whatever, he apparently never uses that word. And when he's been asked previously, like, you know, you never say it in your songs, and now we've heard that you don't say it in your personal life. Why is that? He turns around and goes, "Look at the color of my fucking skin."
Yeah. And yes, Henry, I just want to be on your side. Like, yeah, you shouldn't let dickheads affect you with words. Absolutely not. Also, but it was funny, like you were talking before about being a black fella. I do remember having a weird thing with a coworker, someone I was quite friendly with. And I forget the actual context, but, you know, I was saying something about black fellas and white fellas. And she was like, "You can't say that." And I was like, "Black fella's not a slur." But apparently in New Zealand it was. And I was just like,
wow.
I was just like, no,
Okay.
It's not a slur. I wouldn't say a slur. You know, go with my favorite rugby band song, Black Fella, White Fella.
I met someone from New Zealand today.
Oh, there you go.
Amongst other countries.
In the speed dating.
So Shannon, you missed this. I went to a neurodivergent lesbian speed dating event today.
That would have been interesting.
It was quite overwhelming for everyone involved.
I don't doubt that for a second. Yeah.
I met someone from Japan, the US, New Zealand, and Ireland, as well as Australia, of course. And I managed to get someone's phone number. Well, actually,
that's
their
lovely.
Instagram, but same deal.
Well, that's lovely.
Turns out they're 27 though. So
are they all trans diverse as well, or
some of them were? Some of them were like non-binary and transgender. Some cis. It was a very eclectic mix. So
that's a good thing. No, that's a good thing.
Yeah, there's a
Did you have a good time? Is the main question.
I did. It was very overwhelming though, but I did walk away with a smile on my face. So
no, that's good. That's really good. I'm glad they had a good time.
I
couldn't do that only because I'd have to resist the urge not to take the piss out of the Kiwi's accent.
If Hannah was speed dating with a Kiwi, you would start making fun of the accent.
Hey Hannah, I got a quick joke for you. A Kiwi goes for a driving exam. The driving examiner turns around to the Kiwi and he goes, "Can you make a U-turn?" And the Kiwi turns around to him and goes, "Oh, mate, I can make it as ice water."
Oh, no. Oh. So you're half Murray Vanuatu and half Finnish. Okay, nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you have three halves, though?
Yeah. Well, we can.
Queensland is very racist.
Saying black
all of the different fucking states.
I think it's context sensitive as well.
Yeah.
There are a huge range of scenarios where I wouldn't say it, but I'm just the people I grew up with. They are black fellas. I was a white fella. But in context, particularly with people I don't know, I'm probably not going to say it. But I did get a bit of a giggle, like when my Kiwi friend kind of freaked out a bit, like, "What are you saying? Why would you say that?" I'm going, "Why are you so worked up?" And it's like, it's not a slur. And they go, well, it is where I come from. Oh, okay. Gee, learn something every day.
Did I ever tell you about the one time that I used that word when I was over in America?
No.
So when I was over in America, there was me and another Australian guy with me by the name of Troy. We befriended an African American fellow over there who fell in love with us straight away because of the Australian accent. And we were there for the better part of 10 months and saw this guy almost on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And he gave us the N-word pass with him and his friends and stuff like that because he loved hearing that word in an Australian accent. He thought it was the funniest fucking thing in the world. Now, Troy was all for it. Troy's like, yep, no problems at all. So Troy's dropping that word left, right, and center. And they tried to get me to say that word, and I just kept on refusing to do it because I still felt really uncomfortable with it. And for 10 months, this guy was fighting me tooth and nail to use that word with him, and I flatly refused to do it. The day comes that we've got to start making our trip home. So the cab arrives at the hotel. We're in the process of packing everything into the cab. The guy that we've been hanging out with for 10 months knows that it's our last day. So he's come across to say goodbye and give hugs and, great to meet you and all of that sort of stuff, And so we're going through that whole process with him. And Troy and him having the discussion, and sure enough, Troy's dropping the N-bomb left, right, and center, no problems at all. And he's turned around to me, he's like, come on, Shannon, just once, man, before you leave. Come on, man, just once before you leave. I'm like, I'm sorry, man, I can't do it. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I'm sorry. Get in the cab. The cab is in the process of pulling out the driveway. I wind my window down. I stick my head out the window and went, catch you later, mate, N-bomb, as loud as I possibly could. And he's up there in the street corner, yeah, motherfucking yeah. It's the greatest thing ever. I get home. He sent me an email going, I fucking love you. Best goodbye present ever. Fucking love you. You're never allowed to say that word again, but fucking love you for it. And I've still got that email.
Nice.
I refuse to get rid of it. But no, that's the only time. It is literally the only time that I have said that word since I understood its context.
Yeah. Well, you made me think way back when I was having a bit of a run at, do I want to do stand-up comedy? Getting coached by AZ. It's like, I don't know, 16, 17 years ago. It's not time. But at the Comics Lounge, an open mic night. And there's a guy there, actually a comedian. He was a black guy from the southern US. He was in Australia. And he, super friendly guy, just awesome guy. We're having a great time. And we're chatting away. And he starts saying, you man. And I've got a video where I talk about this. And he's trying to get me comfortable and say, yeah, I'm yours, you're mine. And I'm like going, cool, I get it. And I really appreciate the going me in. But I'm not going to say it. He goes, well, why wouldn't you? And I said, because I'll get too comfortable saying it. I'm going to say it in front of the wrong person. I have no problem with saying it with you and whatnot, but if I do, I'll just get too comfortable. I'll say it in the wrong person, in the wrong context, and shit will hit the fan.
It absolutely will. Like that's. It is the only time that I will accept slippery slope arguments is when it comes to stuff like that. I grew up with an Aboriginal family, and they thought it was the funniest thing in the world if I referred to them as boons. And the thing is, I would do it, but then I was hanging out with other Aboriginal people that were friends of theirs, and I used the word, and I felt all of these eyes just immediately on me, and I was this close to getting fucking lynched. And I was like,
wow.
Oh, I should be a lot more fucking careful with, those sorts of things. So ever since then, I've never used that word again, just to make sure. Confident. Yeah.
I think the worst thing I've ever done was when I was at a big data event and there was a dude in a wheelchair, motorized wheelchair, and as he was going past, I pretended he rolled over my foot, and I just said, "Oh," in a really fake way. He got the joke, but there were so many people who were like, "Did you just do that? What the hell?" It was at a Greens event, and like he laughed. He thought it was funny, and everyone was like, "Don't do that. Are you serious?"
There was a guy. I was helping a friend of mine. He had to go, oh, pardon me. He had to go into rehab for a while because he lost his leg to a blood clot, and so they had to amputate his right leg just above his knee, and they sent him off to rehab for 6 weeks of rehab to learn to basically use his body minus a leg. And as we're doing that, we meet this other guy, this poor bastard. He worked with trains, and in a particularly nasty fucking accident, this poor bastard lost his right arm and his right leg in the same accident.
Ooh.
And we're going past him, and we end up in the elevator with this guy. And this guy is like on his electric wheelchair by himself because he'd just been outside having a smoke. So we just start having a chat with him. And we're like, hope that your rehab's going well. He goes, mate, this place is great, but I tell you what, it costs an arm and a fucking leg to get in here. We couldn't breathe for the next 10 minutes. It was just the funniest thing. Like, we just pissed ourselves laughing. It was the funniest thing. And every time that we saw him after that, it was always some joke about, like, when it comes to this, like the topic of my own death, for instance, cracking jokes about it, being dark humor about it, it's the best way to deal with it, in my opinion. It really is.
There are whole threads of people who've lost a limb or like a leg to shark attacks, and they just play it up. They'll like put their stub in like a plush shark. And like pretend and stuff like that, and I'm there for it. I would do the same.
Yeah, fucking A. Yeah, no, you wouldn't be able to stop me. No, I think it's great. Like, my brother with his disability, with his brain damage, Simon was aware that he wasn't as cognitively switched on as the rest of us, and he understood that was because he had bruising on the brain, and therefore he had brain damage. So so long as you never use the R word around him, he hated that one word. If you used any other word around him, he was fine with it, but he dealt with it better when people would kind of acknowledge it in a humorous or a funny way, as opposed to like this serious way. Like, because it's a thing, the moment that you tell somebody that you've got a terminal diagnosis, I've found now, but if you turn around to somebody and you say they've got brain damage, or they see that somebody's lost a limb, or whatever the case may be, there's this hush that kind of falls over them, and I don't want to mention that, or I don't want to broach this topic, or whatever. And in the greatest majority of cases, it's the wrong choice. It really is. There's this guy that I've known since childhood. His name's Bradley. His dad lost his left arm when he was like, I think he was like 2 years old or 3 years old, and
so
he was working.
He wouldn't even remember it.
No, and he up to the, like, he's got a tiny little stub of a shoulder where his arm used to be, and that's it. But still lives his best life and does his thing, and like in his 60s now and going fine. And when I first met him, for some reason he decided that I look like Eddie Munster. I don't know why. But according to this guy, I look like Eddie Munster. So all fucking night he kept on referring to me as Eddie as opposed to Shannon. And I turned around to him at one point of the night and I said, I know why you keep on calling me Eddie as opposed to Shannon. He goes, oh yeah, why is that? I said, because I can have a wank, switch hands, and not skip a fucking beat. You can't do that. And that was it. I'm his best fucking friend ever since. He's loved me ever since. Because I just, it's...
Yeah.
That's it. Just address the elephant in the room. And do it in a funny way and just get it the fuck over with.
Yeah.
And your life is just so much better for it. When we talk about my impending death and stuff like that, dark humor that I have with some of my friends in regards to it, and some of the stupid shit that we thought about doing with my dead body afterwards and stuff like that, it's fucking hilarious to think about, but it's cathartic in its own right. Things like, let's bury you with your ass still up in the air so I got a good place to park my bike or something like that, stuff like that. It's better than skirting around the fucking subject, because at the end of the day, there is no escaping that this disease is eventually going to kill me. And the more the more you try to avoid it,
no one gets out of life alive. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If it's not going to be cancer that strikes you down, it's going to be fucking old age. You get hit by a bus, all of the other fucking things out there, right? I wouldn't wish cancer upon my worst enemy. I hope all of my friends die of old age peacefully in their fucking sleep. Of course I do. But the thing is, eventually we're all going to die. And when we're getting to that point, trust me, I honestly believe that AIDSy, if he had that choice, because he went quite suddenly on us, but if he knew that his end was nigh and that he had like a certain amount of months left to live, if he were in this chat, he would be making all of the jokes and all of the dark humor references to his own mortality. He made those jokes in regards to his codeine addiction. He made those jokes in regards to his other drug addictions that he fought for God knows how long. He made those jokes about his own health problems that he had for all of those years. He would have approached his death with exactly the same type of humor and the same type of grace.
The whole reason why you've been given a bit longer to live is because death is so busy trying to catch AIDSy now that he has to deal with it. Any one of us will die and find death arm wrestling AIDSy, or like death chasing after AIDSy. Come back here!
You see, the thing is, when I die, when I get down there, it'll actually finally give AIDSy time enough to take a breath for death to get a word in edgeways.
Yeah.
He has probably been monologuing at the gate.
He's probably still monologuing death right now. Like, death is there holding onto the scythe going, I've got fucking work to do, dude. And AIDSy's still just going to be like, yeah, but I haven't finished this story yet.
Yeah, just let me finish this.
That's it,
Yep.
Oh, goddamn.
Yeah, for sure.
It's nice. Like, I'm a member of a few different support groups and stuff like that. Oh my god, before your body is donated, can we please take one weekend at Burnsy's style trip? I'll bring the ice. Hannah, you were like the fourth person to make that joke. And the answer is yes. The answer is absolutely fucking yes. Like I said to Eleanor, if you're running late for work, I picture AIDSy almost Jack Black style wandering into the devil's lair being like, hey mate, just wondering, at the devil clawing his eyes out. No, like
Pat thinks he's on his OnlyFans.
What the hell?
All right, we weren't
half naked.
We weren't prepared for half naked wrestling, okay?
Now you got to worry. He's just checking. Am I actually covering up with the blanket?
Yeah. So long as the rest of you, there he goes.
He just realised he wasn't on his OnlyFans channel.
No disrespect, but
that was a surprise.
What a horrible day to have eyes. Oh. I just is it me or am I too gay for that?
Well,
Like,
you'd react
that was a
exactly
bit
the
much.
same if I streamed from bed with the blankies pulled up to you.
I was about to say, Abigail, you're the gayest person here right now. So, you know,
There's that too. Yeah.
because, you know, Angry's as straight as an arrow. I may be a little bit on the bad side, but I'm a married man. My godfather wanted his ashes thrown off the Pioneer Bridge, and the ashes came back into all of our faces. Biggest laugh ever. That would have
the
been
last revenge. I was like,
that would have been absolutely brilliant to have been a part of. That would have been absolutely brilliant to have been a part of.
I've stolen this idea, I have to admit, but I would like my ashes to be distributed among salt and pepper shakers in restaurants all around Melbourne. That way I can become one with all the people of Melbourne, despite the fact that it's highly illegal.
No, at that point we could just call you.
Putting human remains in salt and pepper shakers is illegal.
No. We need to do that, and then we need to sell it as allspice.
I am already neurospicy, so
yeah. Yes, spices.
You're definitely spicy, Abigail. I'll give you that.
Good.
Don't look at
I'm very vanilla.
Don't you look at me in that tone. You fucking are not. You lying bitch. If you're fucking vanilla, I'm a virgin.
I have a twist. I have a bit of a lemon twist.
A bit of the lemon twist. Fucking lemon twist my ass. Fucking. If you could, like I said before, if you're fucking vanilla, I'm a virgin.
Fair enough.
Henry wants a Viking funeral, which is the burning boat. I quite like the idea of a pyre, like
Greek,
really full
an
on
ancient
bonfire.
Greek style with the two pennies on your eyes for Charon, the boat.
Yeah. I'd love to sprinkle you on my eggs, Dr. Abigail. Look,
wow.
Hannah, I'm sorry to tell you, but you're not the first person for Abigail to sprinkle something on eggs. Abigail does have a son, after all.
I have two kids.
Wants to be eaten
by so you do too. How about this for a fantasy death? Eaten post-death by 100+ cats. See, this is how you get mice avenging terrier. Do you want mice avenging terrier? Because this is how you get mice.
Summoning.
Oh, the AIDS ash.
I got some AIDS ashes here.
Yeah.
See,
I have not opened this.
You keep on pulling out AIDS ashes, and I am sure that fucking human ashes is supposed to be grey, not pure white. So I've got questions about that.
They are grey. They are grey. They're being washed out by the camera. It's the lighting.
Okay.
They are very grey.
Because I was going to say, because they look pure white. And I've got some questions.
If I hold them close to the camera.
Oh yeah, okay. Now I see. Yeah, okay.
The AIDSy dime bag. Yeah.
The AIDSy dime bag.
I just don't know how to design the fixture
to put them in.
That I'm going to put them in.
That's a big question.
Because I was always going to build something to put them in. But they're here on my desk, within arm's reach at all times.
Just always reminding you.
So I made this fidget toy. Have I shown you this?
No.
So it's not sharp, but I 3D printed it. It's the best fidget toy I've ever made. Because it's just...
It is pretty good.
It is kind of funky.
Can you hear it? Can you hear it?
Yeah.
We can hear it.
Satisfying.
We can hear it, but I'm not a big fan of knives, so I'm just gonna...
look, it's not even sharp.
It doesn't need to be. It's a
yeah.
It's a childhood phobia thing. Just leave it.
Okay. I'll leave it down here then. But it's so super satisfying. It's just the best. Just the way it just clicks in and out.
Look,
but I was on a
Hannah,
Zoom
I
call and they
reckon-
couldn't hear it. They couldn't hear it at all as I was clicking it.
No,
Oh,
we
no,
can
I
hear
can
it.
hear it.
We can hear it quite clearly. Yeah.
I might make one that's like got the same handle, different colors, and it pops out with like that or something. Or that.
I remember
Or like with the circle game.
I remember for the longest of times you could buy those things that look like a switchblade, but when you hit the button, what came out was a comb.
Yeah.
As opposed
Yeah,
to
and it flicked out the side as well.
Yeah.
This is coming out of the top.
Yeah. Those
So
are the two
it's got a
sorts of switchblades. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just kind of reminds me of that a bit.
Yeah.
I love this from Hannah. A fear of knives sounds logical. Hannah's scared of Muppets.
Fucking clowns. Fuck them. Like, clowns just are the worst.
A friend of mine, one of my best mates in the world, thankfully he didn't arrive at the land that you came to. He makes his living as a clown, but the weirdest thing about him is he's also got a bifurcated tongue.
Oh wow.
Oh.
So
Fuck
he
off.
so
So
he gets like the double freaky thing going on with the bifurcated tongue. Although according to his wife, it's quite lovely according to his wife.
Oh, look, as long as he's not in clown makeup, that no, I get that.
With his wife, I wouldn't be surprised.
Does his wife have a bifurcated tongue?
No, but his wife is a massive fan of ICP.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
So,
well,
for
tell
those
her
not
I
to
know how magnets work.
For those not to know, ICP stands for Insane Clown Posse, by the way. Another bunch of white people who think that they can rap. Another group of white people who think that they can rap and fucking can't. In my own personal opinion, anyway.
Oof. Cried over Kermit.
Wow.
I had a friend who couldn't handle ventriloquist dummies.
They're kind of freaky.
Yeah, no, a friend of mine's sister, if you go anywhere near her with a ventriloquist dummy, she will run out the fucking house. Screaming. It's a real thing for her.
This friend of mine was very traumatized by an old Twilight Zone episode, which was quite a good one. There's a ventriloquist talking to this, and he's just creeped out. Oh, there's a ventriloquist dummy. But the dummy starts talking to the ventriloquist out of things like, you put all the words in my head. Do you think they wouldn't stick? And there's the whole thing where the dummy's saying, like, what's to take over? And the final shot is like a ventriloquist talking to the dummy, but from behind. And the camera swings around, and the ventriloquist looks like the dummy used to look, and the dummy looks like the ventriloquist used to look. It was that like permanently traumatized my friend. He already didn't like ventriloquist dummy.
Was that original Twilight Zone or
that was Rod Serling Twilight Zone? Yeah.
Wow.
Speaking of Twilight Zone, I still haven't watched the latest season of Black Mirror yet. I've got to do that.
Oh, I haven't done that
new
either.
one's coming out this year.
No, well, last year's one I haven't watched that yet either.
I watched it not long ago. I think they're pretty good episodes. I quite enjoyed them.
Man, like I remember when I first got into Black Mirror, I was like, "Holy shit, this is amazing!" Same as Love, Death, and Robots as well. Fucking amazing series.
I like Love, Death, and Robots just because of the diversity of the storytelling.
Yeah.
Hey, how about everyone post your deepest fears in the chat, and we'll talk about them at length.
Yeah, I know. Let's just talk
anyone
about
have
everyone's phobias.
Anatodophobia?
The duck is watching you somewhere.
No,
Love, Death, and Robot. I will never get over the one where the guy's being fed hallucinogens so he doesn't know he's fucking a space spider. Because that's also,
Also-
very high
also,
definition 3D graphics.
I have a Pride B.
I thought that was a bee. That's very cool.
It's the cutest thing ever. Because it was Idaho bit the other day, and I have an ace mushroom.
Sorry, I'm just loving Hannah. Dissected a human body, but fuck Miss Piggy.
Dissected a human body, but fuck Miss Piggy. What? What's wrong with
It's
Miss
the
Piggy?
weirdest thing.
She hates.
I can watch.
Hates Muppets.
I can go on r/medical gore, and just see any injury you can throw at me, but you bring a needle near me, and I will punch you the fuck out.
I was randomly watching because I was scrolling through Facebook and there was one of those compilations videos, people hurting themselves, like trying to do failing hurting. And I was watching one and and then like about every third one, I couldn't help it. I was going, oh! And there are other people in the lounge room and I'm just sitting at the computer and every now and then I'm just going, oh, 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 oh.
It's like, like a friend of mine's got a compilation of a friend of mine's got a compilation video on his computer of like skateboarders attempting to do tricks down the rails and like nutting themselves halfway down the rail and stuff like that.
Guys crushing their testicles
comedy
is bad.
gold.
But
that's not funny, Abigail.
Oh, it is.
No,
it objectively is.
It objectively hurts. Okay.
The final two of the nut shots did make me exclaim out loud, but the ones that get me are people doing flips or falling and getting it completely wrong, and their head hitting the ground, and you see the weight of their body twist their neck, and I'm just like, oh fuck no, oh no, what the fuck?
That's because you have empathy.
How dare you feel for other people? You evil man.
Britannia Hospital, 1982. Mark Hamill gets decapitated. There you go.
So nut shots don't bother me now anymore. Now that I don't have them,
I was about to say, was there a time that they did bother you?
There was, yes, but not anymore.
There's someone else's problem now.
Yeah,
absolutely.
No,
I was about to say, it's got to be one of the advantages of being you is nowadays you're just kind of like, well, don't have that problem anymore.
Exactly. Oh no, that soccer ball just hit me in the groin. Whatever will I do? Oh well.
Is anybody else getting Theon Greyjoy having? Is anybody else getting flashbacks to Theon Greyjoy having that brawl with the guy on the beach at the end of Game of Thrones?
Yeah,
and
the
guy tries to
get kicked in the groin or something.
Well, he got castrated before that happened.
Yes,
and the guy tried to like continually kick him in the balls, and it didn't do anything.
I mean, it's still going to hurt. Not in the same way.
It's still going to hurt, but it's not going to incapacitate you.
It was like a really old episode of South Park, and you've got like the kids who don't understand anatomy, and I think it's Butters, one of the boys goes to kick one of the girls between the legs, expecting her to fall over in pain, and she just goes, "Oh, why did you do that?" And I was watching it going, do you guys think you can actually full on kick a woman in the groin and it won't bother her? Are you that disconnected from reality? Like it's not the same, but
I would assume that the pain would be different but equal.
It's like it would be like a guy getting kicked in the thigh or the arm or the gut.
Yeah.
It's gonna fucking hurt.
Also, there are sensitive bits down there, I've got to say.
Yes.
Yeah, well, you would hope anyway.
It was very weird. Oh, I've heard getting punched in the tit hurts. Yes.
Yeah, no, a friend of mine who's rather, let's say, well endowed in the chest area, she accidentally once slammed her boob in a door, and she said that was the worst pain that she's ever felt.
Apparently, I was watching a video. I've already brought him up once, this thing, but sorry, Hank. I was going to say Hank Hill. That's the guy from King of the Hill, though. Hank Green. Apparently, it was either Hank or John Green, because they've both written books. One of them had a thing where a female. It was Hank Green in one of his books. The female character does a tweet about slamming her boob in a door and go, well, that's the thing that happened. And he's making a video laughing about how often women on social media go, well, you can tell that was written by a man. That never happens. And the other half of the comments are women going, oh, fuck yeah, that hurts so much if you do that. The women who've never slammed their boob in a door say only a man would say something that dumb. The women who have slammed their boob in a door go, yeah, no, that's terrible. That stars.
Can't say that's happened to me, and I'm not looking forward to it if it ever does.
No.
Yeah, no, it definitely sounds like one of those experiences that if I had boobs, it would be the last thing in the world that I would want to happen.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't.
Well, I mean,
I've got a little bit in the chest area. I could probably do a cleavage shot if I push.
I definitely think that man boobs probably do not possess the same sensitivity as women's boobs. I would dare say
gynecomastia, which is literal breast growth on men, then probably not.
Hannah's saying no details, but accidentally burnt nipple on a stove. That sounds quite awkward.
Ouch.
I had a friend of mine's kid think that it would be the funniest thing in the world to put a cigarette out on my nipple when I was asleep.
Jesus fucking Christ! What sort of
picked up his dad's still burning cigarette from the ashtray, walked up to me while I was asleep on the couch, and on my left nipple went just above the point of the nipple. I've never hit a kid until that point. My immediate reaction was just a gigantic backswing with my hand.
Yeah.
I didn't give a shit what the fuck I was aiming at. It just the pain, and I just went fucking whack and sent this kid off to the next fucking. That kid did not know what the fuck just hit him, and the parents come racing. Oh no, the parents come fucking racing in the room because of course the kid's screaming and all of that. What the hell just happened? And what the hell just happened? Here I am holding onto my tit, going, "You little fucking!" Like I'm ready to tear his head off, and I'm, you little fucking bastard. And he's on the other side of the room crying, holding his face. What the fuck just happened? And I'm like, he just took your lit cigarette and put it out on my nipple. And the funniest thing was, the father had a bit of a giggle, and the mother turned around to the son and went, "You little shit! I told you not to do that when you did it to me."
Oh! Yeah, no, the kid's a fucking psychopath. The kid is a fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
And it's
I'm
like,
not even joking.
I was just like,
Fucking
he did
hell.
it to you as well? What the fuck? Get this kid into therapy. What the fuck? Like,
Jeez.
That is not fucking funny.
Fucked.
And I've still got a scar there to this day from that, by the way.
And his dad giggled too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like
no, he did. He
they're
full-on
laughing
giggled.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he thought it was funny
That's
as fuck.
where he gets it from. Yeah.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. No, I was talking to a couple of friends out at the wedding earlier today, and they're like, the typical things that you would say to a friend with a terminal diagnosis, wish that this wasn't happening to you. It really fucking sucks. There's so many other people in this world that deserve this. you don't deserve this. And it's like, when it comes to the world, especially when it comes to terminal diagnoses or just terrible fucking people, there is no rhyme or reason or karma or justice or anything like that where any of it's concerned. There was this guy that I read about not long ago, over in America, of course, because, of course, fucking America. And he was going through a particularly nasty fucking divorce battle / fucking custody battle with his ex-wife and his 2 kids. And, you know...
Say good night to Hannah. Bye.
Oh, good night.
Good night. And this absolute piece of shit, monster of a human being, ends up taking his ex-wife and 2 kids hostage with a gun.
Yeah.
Gets them in a car, drives them out into the middle of the bush. He then locks and welds the doors shut on the car so that they can't fucking open. And with his wife and kids still alive inside the car, he then sets it alight and burns his wife and 2 kids to death. This is a true fucking story. Monster. An absolute monster of a human being. Now, he got arrested and he's been given the death penalty, all of that sort of stuff. This guy has been sitting on death row for 20-something fucking odd years now, while they're doing, like, you know, the way that the criminal justice system over in America works and all of the appeals processes and all of this sort of shit. You know, this guy's in his fucking 60s now on death row and nothing wrong with him. You know, medically speaking, nothing wrong with him. It's you can't look for justice or karma or any of that when it comes to this shit. Because it is the true definition of completely fucking indiscriminate. And the other thing I'm also going to say very quickly in regards to that as well, the next person that tells me just follow Jesus, we're going to have a really bad time.
Yeah.
Look, I'm perfectly fine with somebody having faith. If somebody says to me, I'll keep you in my prayers or something along those lines, I say thank you to that, because I know that it's coming from a place of gratitude. I know that it's coming from a place of love and compassion. So I don't believe in turning around to those people and saying anything but thank you. But the ones that are like, oh no, you should turn to Jesus, like especially now with your terminal diagnosis, that really kind of shits me. And here's how it works in my mind. Right now, Hitler could be in heaven because Hitler was a well-known Christian. If he said the apparent right prayers and you know, sorry that I'm about to do this, God, or whatever, and then puts the gun in his mouth and pulls the trigger and all of that sort of shit, according to the Christian Bible and according to all of the Christian laws of dogma, he gets to live in harmony and peace and love and prosperity for the rest of eternity, bar nothing he'll never want for anything else. But you've got people in Pakistan right now. One of them could be a doctor that's never hurt a living thing on the face of this planet. As a matter of fact, has saved hundreds upon hundreds of lives in his career. And he's gone to one of these military drop points to pick up bandages and gauze and antibiotics for his hospital so that he can continue treating these poor kids and people who are being affected by these fucking pricks bombing them and stuff like that. but because he didn't worship the right God or whatever, and where he is gets shelled, he gets killed, no, straight into the rest of eternal agony and damnation and torment and horrible things for him for the rest of eternity because he didn't apparently believe in the correct deity. Where the fuck is the justice in that bullshit? Right? So don't turn around to somebody with a fucking terminal diagnosis and say, turn to fucking Jesus or something along those lines. Because if Jesus and God allow shit like that to happen, they're not worthy of worship. And that's all there is to it.
Religious dogma doesn't hold up to scrutiny, not even a little bit. But I do think that the majority of believers aren't that down. But it's the official dogma that follows those lines, and it's just like that's not.
Yeah.
Good.
If it makes you feel any better, Hitler was a Catholic. And official Catholic. Well, Catholicism is a branch of Christianity, so he was a Christian.
If Catholicism
he was a Catholic,
is the
therefore
one
a
true
Christian.
faith. All the rest are weird sects.
But the official dogma of Catholicism is that if you commit suicide, you go to hell.
Okay,
apparently,
but the weirdest part of that is he could have confessed and repented about the Holocaust and been forgiven, but he can't be forgiven for suicide.
I mean, it's what, like, and that's the thing. There shouldn't be any forgiveness for the Holocaust in the first place. Like, it's inexcusable.
Well, also,
the whole
he
thing.
would not have
That's the
asked
whole
for
thing
forgiveness because he
with
didn't think he was
religion.
doing the wrong thing.
That's the whole thing with religion. It's not about doing the right thing. It's about doing the wrong thing and asking for forgiveness. It's always been about that.
Look, I mean, it's one of those things. Like, I got raised fairly religious, and for a while there myself, I was religious until my very early 20s, until I decided to stop deluding myself. And by deluding myself, I mean coming out of the closet. And
for a minute there, I thought you said diluting yourself.
Well, I mean, that could be part of it too. But no, it's a thing that it still kind of shits me to this day that it's how do I put it? Okay, this is my view on it, and again, very quickly, personal view. Okay, so don't come at me. Personal view. If there is some type of being that was able to flip their fingers and create the entire fucking cosmos, not just our tiny little speck of a fucking galaxy, I mean the entire fucking cosmos, with the trillions of suns and the trillions of planets that would orbit those suns, with the extremely high likelihood that at least some of those planets also harbor intelligent life. I'm not saying that it's come here. I'm just saying that it's a possibility. That if there is a creator that had that ability, the idea that that creator is going to care whether or not you touch yourself at night is laughable at best. Chickens may as well argue fucking rocket science. You know, it really it would have to be the most inconsequential fucking thing in the world. Personally, my own personal belief is the only true justice in this world is if death is the same as it is before birth, and by that I mean true oblivion. I believe that is the only way to make it to make it just and to make it fair. I think that is the only way that the earth that life is fair. Is that when we die, it's like before we're born. We've got no concept of anything because there is nothing of us left. That way, everyone in death is absolutely equal.
Yeah. And that's the thing with people like worry about what happens after I die. So, well, what happened before you were born?
Yeah, exactly. What happened before you were conceived?
In some form before you were born, and if you didn't, why should you exist in some form after you die?
But and more to the point as well, if you apparently did exist before you were born and you remember that, like I got a lot of questions, and I don't think that any of the answers that you're going to give me are going to fucking convince me that you actually remember what your life was like before you were born. You know, none of us remember what it was like to be in our mother's womb as we were being incubated or anything like that. Like, there are just certain things that will be forever a mystery, and death is one of them. And to be honest with you as well, when you get down to the brass tacks of everlasting, non-stop life, even if it's in heaven, that would eventually turn into absolute misery. Sure, the first 1,000,000 years might be a little bit of a blast, but then you've got another 1,000,000 after that, and then 1,000,000,000 after that, and then another 1,000,000,000,000 after that, and then another 1,000,000,000,000 after that, and it's still going to keep on going, and it's never going to fucking stop.
Yeah.
What the fuck would be the purpose of living? What the fuck would be the purpose of being there if it is just never going to stop? The fact that our lives are finite, the fact that our lives end, is what makes them worth fucking living in the first place. And I think that if more people would kind of accept that as fact, I honestly believe that we would have a better society, personally.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there are a bunch of politicians who, if they at least lived like at least 3-4 times longer than they do already, they would at least have to suffer the consequences of their actions.
Well, yeah, no, give Tony Abbott another life as a dole bludger. You know, no,
like
him and Scummo and fucking Turnbull, give them another life where they've got to live on the fucking cashless debit card.
Yeah. No, that's
you know,
fair.
Fucking
Or just cancel parliamentary pensions and make all politicians live on minimum wage.
Pension.
Yeah.
Or pension.
Get rid of the fucking golden handshake and make them all live on minimum wage, and watch how fast the fucking world changes then. Absolutely.
Anyway,
or just make politicians realize the consequences of what they've done with catastrophic climate change, and watch how quickly they'll fix things.
No, they don't think like that. You see, the capitalists, they destroy companies that could be thriving and profitable for decades, if not longer, to get a 6-month boost in their dividends. They do not consider repercussions. Yeah. They just don't.
Speaking of dividends as well, that is the other people that I want to point a finger at while I'm on this fucking channel. The next person that tells me that a pharmaceutical company is sitting on the fucking cure for cancer and refuses to fucking release it, I am going to punch in the throat twice.
Which they deserve, because it's a stupid, nonsensical thing, because
it is going to be the most
patience for cancer.
It is the most ridiculous fucking argument that I have ever fucking heard in my life. Is that fucking nonsense. I actually had this discussion with a person online the other night who they're like, no, there's more money in them treating cancer than there is in curing cancer. And I turned around to them and I said, okay. I turned around to them and said, okay, let's just play a really quick thought game here. Okay. I've got the fucking Thanos glove. I'm going to flip my fingers, right? And I am now the head of, let's say, fucking AstraZeneca, okay? The pharmaceutical arm of AstraZeneca. With that Thanos glove, I then snap my fingers again, and all of the money that we would ever need to cure for cancer comes and lands in the laps of everybody at AstraZeneca, and all of the smartest minds and all of the best people come together, and within 5 years, we come up with the cure for cancer. So me, as the head of AstraZeneca, I get to stand up on that news pulpit in front of everybody and hold up this vial of magical medical juice and go, this is it, the cure for cancer. My name would never be forgotten for the rest of history. I would be as synonymous as the name Einstein is to mathematics. I would be lauded as, like, you know, this world hero. But more than that as well, every single fucking shareholder, every single stakeholder, and every single employee of AstraZeneca is going to become a fucking billionaire overnight. They're going to have so much money that, like, fucking Bill Gates will be looking at them going, holy shit, you're rich type fucking money. If me, as the head of AstraZeneca, came out with the fucking cure for cancer. The idea that a company is literally sitting on the cure for cancer that would make them billions upon trillions of dollars for fucking the rest of history, but they're not releasing it, you're a fucking idiot.
So I have one thing to say about everything you just said.
Okay.
Einstein was more known for physics than mathematics. You're thinking of Isaac Newton.
Isaac Newton, thank you.
All good.
You're welcome.
I'm going to bed. So thank you for joining.
Okay, and I posted a meme, an important meme, in the meme channel on your server on Discord that is very relevant to all this conversation.
All right, then. No, well, my alarm just went off, as you guys probably just heard.
You're
which
going
means
to bed. It's like 20 to 11.
Actually, I've got to type up an email, then I've got to go to bed.
I wasn't talking to you. You have every reason to, like, be tired and go to bed. I'm talking to Softy over here. Yeah.
Angry's going to bed, so sorry to disappoint
you want old person snuggles.
I get snuggles if I go to bed, so
yeah, no, that's fair too.
That's where I'm going.
No, well, it was a great chat. My love to you all. Live long and prosper. And
Navaya Melanin.
Goodbye to the entire chat.